Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Gaming Library. I'm the librarian for the evening, Bruno Fightmaster, and this time we have a new friend joining us here at the Gaming Library, Mr. Commander Feep. Feep, how you doing this evening?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Another day in life, cannot complain. Love being here at the Gaming Library, and love to have you joining me here for a game that you introduced me to here pretty recently, and I kind of hate you for it because of how much I want to keep playing this game. Bearing the lead a little bit, so we are playing Gunfire Reborn. It is a game developed by Hong Kong Interactive Entertainment Limited, released in May 2020 here in Early Access. Give us a rundown here, Feep. What is this game like? What would you classify it as?
Well, it's a roguelike first-person shooter. It's got a sort of cel-shaded-ish aesthetic going along with it. It's got a lot of Borderlands-y type mechanics with relation to the guns you pick up, because a lot of them will have different types of random attributes, but there's only I think there's a total of 34-ish guns, but with the attributes and variety of stuff you can get out of the guns, it feels like there's a lot more than that, so, you know.
Yeah. Has the nice, and I love the fact from when we've been playing it a lot, one of the big things that has been helpful is that everything is instanced for each player, so even though we're playing together, we're not taking each other's stuff when loot drops, which is just sublime.
Yep. And if a good gun drops on my screen that I know Eugene likes, I can say, hey Eugene, I found this gun, I can pick it up, we can do a little bit of weapons trading, and he can get the gun that I found on my screen without too much trouble.
Definitely. But enough talk. Let's get into it.
Alright.
So I've readied up. Cool. Alright, so Adventures of Guncat and Guncat.
Yes. Oh, I can't go to my box. I forgot we're starting over.
Yep, we have started over at the beginning, so that way everyone can join us in this unique adventure here, so we can kind of introduce all the game's aspects here.
Mm-hmm. So, the reason starting over matters is because there's a permanent talent tree. So none of the stuff that we do in this, being a roguelike, is going to be permanent, except for the talent tree that we get to level up based on how many soul essence we pick up from the enemies. I haven't seen...
You'll see it kind of lying around here as little kind of turquoisey green gems. Not that. That's a grenade that I just picked up.
It's at the top right corner, just next to the gold, yeah. There's some. Slurp. Give me your soul juice. Alright.
The game currently only has the 2 characters right now, so we both have Guncat. Eventually, you do get to unlock another character. Ooh, gun. Hooray.
Yeah, which I have on...
I like that.
We both have on our primary accounts, but for the purpose of this, we're starting over.
Yeah. And each character has their own little special ability. You just saw it there with Guncat, and it's like kind of stasis orb. More.
Dude, we can't even do vaults.
Yeah, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
That's like 1 or 2 runs through since we've been doing so much of this already. And then at the end of each kind of area here, everyone gets a chest, which will give you some type of scroll. The scrolls will give you some, or rather ascension, which will give you some type of special ability here. Those are also instants.
Yeah, those aren't permanent, so they don't go on forever. And being instants, they Eugene and I can get totally separate, different advancements, so we don't end up building the exact same character, even if we are playing the same cat. Who I vastly prefer to the dog character, honestly. I don't really care for the dog character very much.
Yeah. I mean, dual gun dog is alright, but...
He just doesn't use the type of guns that I typically prefer in a game like this. I typically prefer the big single shot weapons as opposed to fully automatic stuff.
That's fair.
Oh good, an aura of venom. This is basically a poison revolver.
So with each kind of Kind of a nice thing about this game is when you get any type of like achievement or anything like that, the game also will just automatically drop the reward for you, so you get to immediately start using it.
Yep, so you always have something to look forward to when you're progressing through stuff by getting different achievements for killing different numbers of X type of enemy.
So it might be a case where Feep and I are going to have a bunch of the same weapons because we're both starting from the beginning, so we're both... Oh, hello! What? Did you just blow me up with a barrel?
Payback for the other night. Anyways...
Why you gotta be like that?
Because I honestly didn't think about it. Alright, so... Yeah, there's two of these here because I just dropped the one I picked up because I don't really care for the Aura Venom. And then there's another one from where I'm assuming Eugene dropped his.
Yeah,
so.
Did drop it, but then switched back out, because...
Oh, you had a piercing... Oh, Peddler! There are two merchants you can find in the game. There's the Peddler and the Craftsman. The Peddler lets you buy all sorts of fun stuff, including upgrades, or new guns, or ammo refills, and what have you. The Craftsman just lets you straight up upgrade your weapons.
Yep, which we'll see him probably a little later when it actually is going to matter a bit more.
Yeah.
When we actually get...
Because gold isn't persistent from run to run, I typically blow most of my money at the Craftsman, and then use the change to buy stuff at the Peddler.
Right.
Eat a nice rice bun for health.
Tasty rice buns. And...
You ever notice that, like... Well, I guess this isn't necessarily true. Was Castlevania a Western game or an Eastern game? I'm struggling to remember. That was Eastern, wasn't it?
No, that was Western.
That was Western. I was just thinking the health pickups in this game are rice cakes, but the health pickup games and stuff like Castlevania, they're always like shanks of meat.
Yeah. At least I'm pretty sure that might be a decent thing to go check out at some point. Is do a little more deep dive on that.
Cultural trends on what type of food represents health.
I have been wanting to do kind of a deep dive on Castlevania anyway, with the collection of that coming out. But nope. Get out of the death. So that is one of the scrolls that we picked up, is a revive scroll, so that way I don't need Feep to come over here and heal me. But
I'm so not used to you calling me that.
I know. It's called screen names.
I guess that's fair. I just verbally never use mine. It's always in writing.
Yeah.
Scorching rounds. Are you scorching rounds? Ah. Speedy pursuit. What does that one do? I'm on fire. I don't want to be on fire anymore.
Yeah, being on fire is not good. Okay, I wouldn't recommend it. Here it is. Ooh, lucky chance, lucky shot after using a dash, which is kind of nice.
Scorching rounds. What is it? Magazines.
Yeah, we need to go over here because that was it for that. So, ooh, yes, I haven't met the Peddler in this one yet. What have you got for me, Peddler? 20% damage, minus 20% damage, plus 30% for 10 seconds whenever you consume 100 ammo. Sure, why not? Try that. So that was actually a scroll, which are going to be kind of like your artifacty type of things, that are also kind of run-to-run dependent. They will increase different things depending on what you pick up.
Mm-hmm. They honestly make more of a difference than the Ascensions do. The Ascension is mostly just so you can kind of upgrade your base abilities. Your type of grenade, the cat has a area of effect smoke grenade, and a little energy orb blast, which freezes enemies in place. The dog has a frag grenade, which is just an explosive on impact damage kind of deal. Oh, I just poison gassed myself.
Wouldn't recommend it.
No.
Nope,
and then the dog also has, instead of the energy orb, the dog also has a dual wielding ability, so he can use both his primary and secondary guns at once, because you can only have 2 guns at a time. And the dog can use both of his with his ability.
There we go.
Get out of my face.
Stop being awful. Couple horsies over there.
Eugene, I want to open the vault.
Well, next round.
Yeah, presumably. I think it's one of the first ones you unlock, is it not?
Yeah.
Essentially, those little purple cracks in the wall are like little... I'm not going to call them secret areas, because after you unlock the ability to open them, they stop being secret. They're just like little bonus areas where you can pick up an extra scroll or two.
I need to run away.
You're fine.
Nah, I'm pretty close to dead, actually.
You've still got a resurrect scroll, right?
No, I've already used my 2, I'm pretty sure.
What's your health at? Is it 40 or is it at 80?
It's 80.
Yep.
Ooh, God chest.
You've definitely used them before. Oh yeah, so you can bargain with the spirits for a special reward here. But if you are low on whatever they want, usually health, you probably don't want to do that. Okay, sure. Sometimes I just pick these up and don't even read what they do.
That's the spirit.
Because usually, like, unless they are red, because there is such a thing as cursed scrolls, which are just negatives, they usually have a benefit that's
good.
Yeah, it's just a good thing that I don't necessarily always pay attention to. Also, if this room looks familiar, it is because this game is procedurally generated in terms of how the levels work. So we've already done this room in this run already. And now I have to go rescue Eugene.
Because I'm bad at this.
Oh, I'm coming, hold on. I do this from behind cover. Please, 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 please. Ah! So, you can revive your teammates. Every time you die, the revive time goes down, which is one way to sort of, if somebody is, you know, having a rough game, it's eventually going to be diminishing returns on the revive time. But the other thing is, you can use those Soul Essence talent upgrade points to revive yourself once per run. Generally speaking, unless you're really early on, I wouldn't recommend bothering to do that, because you will typically be getting worse returns for doing such a thing.
I wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't do it at all if I can avoid it.
Yeah, it's a pretty good rule not to do it. There are very rare circumstances where I'll do it, like if I have a very low amount of essence, like...
Oops.
For whatever reason. That
evil.
I'll come back to it in a second.
Yep, no worries.
If you have a very small amount of essence... Oh, your hat's blocking the arrows for me. How lovely.
Hooray! There we go. Okay. Well, that wasn't too great.
That's fine.
See, you say that.
These cavalry. I think this is a +2, and this is a... Yeah. Yeah, I'll keep the one I got.
Piercing flame, scorching rounds, or cavalry.
Are you scorching rounds? Times, yes, please.
Yeah, why not?
Enter next stage.
Alright.
I keep saying, "Are you scorching rounds?" when that's like such a deep cut McElroy reference.
And I have no idea what you're talking about. Ooh, we are here.
Well, so
to the boss.
They had a Yahoo Answers donator who sent in Yahoo stuff named Ira Ray, and then I don't remember what the context of it was, but I feel like it was an Adventure Zone episode where somebody was like, "Are you?" Oh, they were talking about the spell Scorching Ray because they were playing D&D on the Adventure Zone, and I think it was Clint just out of nowhere shouted, "Are you Scorching Ray?"
Mm-hmm. So
and my brain connects the dots on that. Scorching round. Anyways, yeah, there's a boss here.
Yeah,
we'll probably talk about that.
So before we do that, every time you get to a boss, you have a peddler, so you can get some ammo or new guns or anything. You also have a craftsman to upgrade your stuff. And let's just get into Mr. Boss Man here, and let's show him up.
He is Luwu. Oh, okay, looking at the ground.
Dynasty Warriors fans everywhere will always mispronounce his name. And watch out for that, because that does a lot of damage.
Alright, let's see if we can get this guy on the first time with our unupgraded characters. Well, Eugene, that's not a great start.
No, it is not. And... Alright, so... yeah, it's very easy to die. And then he'll run up there and he'll start getting a bunch of health, and there'll be guys off here to the side. All of which are bad.
It was too late.
Nope.
Yep.
All
Very
right.
common to lose to him with unupgraded characters.
And we got to the boss. That's pretty good for pretty much putting everything at the start again.
Mm-hmm.
So here is where we have our upgrade trees. So after each round, you have so many soul essences that you can use for all of your different skills. Things like more shields, more ammo, better orb cooldown, and also expedition, which is the tree that kind of this first level here is going to be this exploration. So there's cracks in the wall where you can get into vaults, which will give you extra stuff. So definitely kind of want to start with that. I'm going to go with the efficient orb as well because I love using that orb, so I'm going to leave all my survival and ammo reserves up to chance here for the future. Yeah. So, that is kind of the general idea of how this game is played. Feep, you down for another run?
Sure. This game actually becomes surprisingly zen for a first-person shooter. Usually first-person shooters typically are games where you feel a little bit more like a part of, chaos that's kind of surrounding you, but in this game I feel like you just kind of become part of the flow.
Yeah.
And you just kind of go through it. It's worth noting that because there's two of us, all the enemies are a little bit tougher and there are more of them. So when you're playing single player, you will have a scaled difficulty that will be suitable. I actually think the first boss is easier to kill by yourself than it is with a teammate, because his health scales so dramatically.
Yeah. I do think that this game does have that going for it real well, is that it has real great scaling, I think. Because, yeah, he is kind of like... Lu Wu is pretty beefy, but there's enough like firepower between just the two of us here that I think we can real quickly, like, we can burn him down if we need to. Let's see. Ooh, Angelic Aura. Okay, so I got to get my favorite weapon, the Tiger Cannon. Everyone loves Tiger Cannon. Everyone loves a great old rocket launcher.
Yes, we do not, however, necessarily love the Angelic Aura, because automatic weapons are for chumps. Except for the Big Hippo. I love me a Big Hippo. The most automatic of automatic weapons.
Yeah, automatic weapons are for chumps, except for the ones that
could literally fit on the side of a helicopter appropriately.
Ah, man.
Did you ever play Verdun, Eugene?
Did I ever play what?
Verdun or Tannenberg. They're from the same company. Tannenberg came after Verdun. They're World War I first-person shooter games.
I don't believe so.
Because those were a lot of fun. I didn't actually play all that much of it, but the thing I loved about it was because it was using, World War I era guns, which were all bolt actions or semi-auto pistols and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. The damage was it was going for a very sort of realistic feel to the combat, so all of the guns were extremely lethal.
Yeah.
And the other thing that was kind of nice about it was, everything was satisfying, and if it wasn't satisfying, it was thematic, because World War I wasn't exactly supposed to be satisfying. So there was every odd that if you were running across a giant field, you'd just get picked off by some dude with a bolt action sitting in a trench somewhere. And that's what I need out of a World War I game. Or you just randomly die to a mortar or artillery shell because somebody saw you and caught you out and whatnot.
Yeah, right.
What'd you do for your first upgrades for this game, besides the obvious you have to get vaults, because that's just like, you just have to.
Yeah. So I did, I was a little close to that one. So I did the vaults, because, as you said, That's kind of the first thing you want to go for because of how useful it is in each run. And then I also did efficient orbs because I've learned. Oh, hello. Yes. So if you get orbs more often than not.
Yep. Minus 2 second cooldown on the orbs is very helpful. That's what I did too.
It is so worthwhile. Man, you know, as soon as we both get the exploration option, now we don't get any vaults.
Yeah, well, that just figures.
Oh, well.
As you say that.
Yeah, right. Ah, explodey boys.
My bombs are better than yours.
Are they, though?
I have a rocket launcher, so yes. My bombs are mobile. Their bombs are just heads.
This is true. Anyway, hold on. No, don't. No, we have a vault.
I know. Hold up. There. Blew up a trio of little bomber dudes. There's a grenade launcher over there if you want it. Frenzied Shark. All the guns have fantastic names in this, by the way.
Balls!
So, now that we're in the vaults, they're not all necessarily like this, where you're Indiana Jonesing it through this little cavern, but this is one of the...
This is one of our personal favorites.
I wouldn't say
my favorite.
That.
I enjoy it. I find it hilarious.
It's fairly easy to... It's fairly easy... Well, once Eugene takes the boulder for you, it's fairly easy to get through. Oh, hell yeah. On the house. My first purchase at the peddler doesn't cost anything.
Nice. 20% HP or more in a single hit.
But we'll see more of those as we go on, and there's going to be combat challenges and...
Aaron's actual favorite platforming challenges.
Oh god. Thankfully there's none of those in the first area. I think those are only in the second area onwards. Have you even gotten to the third area yet?
No, I have not.
Okay. I got there once. It was really cool. Like, the first area has a sort of a terracotta army theme. The second area has a desert bird. Well, not even bird. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on in the desert, but the birds are certainly a standout. But the desert is the second theme, and then the third theme is like a fishing village.
Okay.
And it's really neat. I've only been there once because
I do in fact hear that the bird is the word.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's a bad one. That's fine. I'll take it. It's whatever.
It used to be Darth Feep was my handle back in the day. Because the first website I ever made, well, maybe not the first website I ever made an account on. The first one I ever used like a handle for was actually like a Star Wars forum, way back in the day. So I used Darth as my prefix instead. Also, Big Hippo. Whoa, hello Longbowman. Please go away. Would you kindly? And now I have the automatic gun that makes my heart very happy.
Oh, that's a very nice Big Hippo, actually.
Yeah, it's plus 40% damage, accuracy minus 50%. That is completely irrelevant. Nobody cares. Damage converts into fire damage, 5%. Not a good percentage, but... Well, and then it does bonus damage against shock and decay, but not fire, so what's the point of that?
That's where I'm coming in. I'm supposed to do the shock and decay, so that way you get better points.
Oh, there we go. It knew.
It's called teamwork. And I hear it makes the dream work.
I have 2 health, by the way. So if my shields go down, I will probably not last very long until I get a rice cake.
I'd say 2 health seems low. I'd recommend eating.
Well, I have the option of eating this gun, which I don't want.
Are you sure, though?
Well,
sure
it's a shrieker, so it'll probably shriek as it goes down, which just strikes me as not fun for anybody.
Yeah, I don't like anything about that sentence you just said.
No. The shrieker's that's the one that's essentially Samus's charge cannon. Just boom.
I have scorching rounds.
Yeah, this is, if you play this game with the same people over and over again, it's one of those types of games that you guys will develop callouts for it as you go. Like how in Risk of Rain, we always call those stupid floating ball things houses because Clara always calls them that.
Indeed. Energy bolt, sure. Keep people.
Oh man, I don't like any of these options. All right,
keep them down.
Ow. I don't know.
Bad grenades.
I thought that hurt. It didn't. Oh, that was your grenade. That's why it didn't hurt. I said ow for your grenade. Yeah, there's no friendly fire.
This is a real hard fire trap room, Aaron. I don't know about this.
What the hell? Is this just like the dramatic entrance room? What is this? So normally these traps are kind of interspersed and spread around, but for whatever reason, this room is a little...
sad.
Huh, okay. Yeah, like normally they've got, like, you have to kind of weave through them, and there are enemies that drop down, which Eugene has already killed because they're easy to kill enemies, so I wasn't really worried about him getting through them. Okay.
Now I have everyone's favorite weapon. Dagger.
Yeah, I think I've died to fire like all of twice in this game. It's fairly easy to avoid. Or just tough out. Usually, if you're just running through fire with no enemies around, you can just use your shield to soak it up.
That was a bad idea. So, fun fact, if you get weapons that use the same ammo type, you'll run out of ammo.
Eugene.
Oh, now I'm back. We're good.
Oh, yeah, you picked up the prism to go with your scorching rounds.
Did.
That'll do it. I still don't. I didn't bother picking up a gun. I don't like the prism.
It's fine.
It's essentially the green shell of guns where you just bounce around knives all over the room.
As we're seeing now.
Which you can see are. Yep, that's what those are.
Because I like to be an agent of chaos and just like to see every. Oh, is there something behind me? No, there's not. Just like to see everything like blow up.
Yeah. Which is why he also likes the Tiger Cannon, which is just a big rocket launcher.
You are correct, sir. I did manage to get a cavalry if you'd prefer that.
I would prefer that immensely.
Well, once we get back out, I'll switch it out. So you can have it. Ah, oh, dash cooldown.
Oh,
yes.
Man, I don't want Fire Enthusiast. Alright, whatever. There are some scrolls that people will, like, flavor to taste you won't necessarily enjoy their effects. I'm not a fan of Fire Enthusiast because it... Do
you want your cavalry?
Oh, sure. Whee! It's basically the M16, but with a cooler name and a cooler aesthetic.
Most things about this game are cooler aesthetics than just your normal, like Call of Duty or that. This is a very weird, like, Borderlands meets Mista Pandaria kind of vibe.
Yeah, I can see that. Do you want to use the craftsman?
Here in a sec.
I'll use him. I'll ask him for help. Use him sounds rude.
That's everyone in there, so we can go to the vault.
Well, hold up. There's a god chest.
Oh, god chest too? Man.
Oh, given a cult scroll, take Fire Enthusiast.
Are you still going in, or did you go into the vault?
I went to the vault.
Okay, making sure. I didn't see you.
It's beetles.
I was scared. I didn't see you. I didn't know where you were.
Busy beetles. Fighting in some buzzy beetles. Man, those guys were the worst. The turtles that could crawl on the ceiling in Mario. God. Played Paper Mario, those guys would crawl all over the ceiling and just jump on you.
Come on, there we go.
Oh, Piercing Flame, bless. Give me this. Oh, I say that, then I immediately pull my foundry out like an idiot.
Let me pick up the thing. I want it. Oh, one more. Once more with feeling. Yeah, I'll take a cavalry, so I can not have two of the same guns.
Freeze them and then walk right up to them and just shoot them in the face. Oh, I hate these flippy dudes. Stop flipping around. Calm down.
But they must.
I also sometimes wish there's a crouch function. There's not. It's weird. You have to approach the enemies a little bit differently too. Like Big Horse Boy down there, good to snipe from a distance, but if you're going to counter snipe the longbowmen or the other big ranged guys, it's generally best to find a place you can take cover behind.
So it goes.
Because the horse guys, I shouldn't say you want to try and snipe them. You actually want to try and get around them, as opposed to the longbowmen, who you kind of want to counter snipe.
Right.
Or run and gun if you can just grab a shotgun and blow their faces off.
If
it's...
It's surprisingly rare to find shotguns in this game, it seems.
Well, there's only really two. There's the Illusion and the... what's the other one? It's like Wild Hunt? Wild Hunt.
Yeah. I suppose the, you can... I guess, in a way, you can call the Argus a shotgun.
Yeah, it is. I guess there's three. The Argus is a shotgun with a very weird firing pattern, but it is a shotgun.
A perfectly straight firing pattern.
Ow! My bones. Alright. Oh. There are men who are angry.
Yep.
Oh, and grenades. Ah! I got longbowed.
Nope.
No, yeah, as soon as I saw him shooting. Oh well.
Alright, so this is the start of some tasty Gunfire Reborn that I think we'll probably end up coming back to here a couple times, because this is pretty, this game's been pretty great. I've really enjoyed myself, so thank you, Feep, for introducing me to this one. This was a very nice pick.
I'm always on the lookout for good stuff, man.
Alright, and I think that will probably do it for us here this time. Thank you all so much for joining us here at the Gaming Library. If you like what you see, make sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you feel so inclined, hit the notification bell if you'd like, so that way you are... Thank you. So you are informed of... Oh, nope. Yes, Guncat. And Akimbo Dog. So you are informed the next time a video comes up. And yeah, we'll probably be... I'm guessing we'll probably end up doing some more of this. We might do something else. I don't know. We're filling some time while we figure out what our next kind of long-form story is going to be here. But that'll be for the future. Until then, for Commander Phoebe, this is your humble librarian, Bruno Fightmaster, checking out.